But what happened last night? NBA Finals Game 1, Toronto Raptors versus the Golden State Warriors. Who won that game?
The Raptors won. The Raptors from Toronto. Raptors are much more of a fearsome beast than a Warrior. The Raptors were able to chew on the Warriors and come out with the win.
I see what you did there. Chew. Here's what people need to chew on. All these sports entertainers need to stop pretending and masquerading around as analysts. They didn't give the Raptors any chance to win. Last night I picked the Raptors to win Game 1. And the reason why is because I felt that Golden State was listening to the hype of, we don't need Kevin Durant. We move the ball better without Kevin Durant. This is rubbish. Non-basketball people are trying to tell people who actually know about basketball what moving the ball around means. If we move the ball around 3 times and Kevin Durant gets the ball the 3rd time and makes the basket, that's a good. But we pass it around 7 or 8 times and then Clay or Steph makes it, that's better. No, that means you couldn't get a good shot, so you keep passing it until you get a good shot.
Yes, I agree with you. That typically doesn't
just
does not. It's just a stat. It doesn't typically impact the outcome of the game unless you're getting that open shot.
Yeah, the whole point is getting the better shot, the best shot.
So,
come on now, guys. Did you pick Toronto to win Game 1?
I thought they could win.
Okay, you thought they could.
I thought the chances were good. They were at home.
True.
You know, they still had momentum from their previous Western Conference Finals. The Golden State had been off for 2 weeks.
pretty much.
They've been at home. You know, they're cold.
Yeah.
And Golden State doesn't have the best bench.
No, I mean, I don't know, because let these people tell you they have been walking on water. Who is this Kevin Durant? We don't need him. Blasphemous.
It's crazy for any team to say their team would not be improved by Kevin Durant, who I would tell you is the best basketball player in the world right now, today.
I wouldn't disagree with you. But no, all these guys, I don't even want to mention their names.
Don't mention their names.
Ellerman.
Don't put them on.
Stellerman.
Stop it. Don't do it. We might be working with them.
That is true. I didn't think about it. It doesn't matter. It is professionalism. This is sports. I'll just say ESPN, Fox, and the other sports entertainers that masquerade as analysts, they all pick Golden State Warriors to win, and they're acting as if Toronto has no chance, that now all of a sudden Steph Curry is the greatest player that ever be born. He's better than Magic Johnson or equal to, come on. This stuff is frustrating. It's a lot of surface level people caught in the moment. Let's be honest, Portland Trailblazers, great team. They were not at the level they needed to be to face the Golden State Warriors.
They didn't have the firepower.
Denver would have been a better matchup against Golden State, in my opinion.
I don't think Denver would have any better chance than Portland.
I'm pretty sure Denver would have won a game and made a series of it where we would at least have something to enjoy. Not, it's time to clean up. Let's sweep Damian Lillard out. Let's sweep.
I think if they were to play in the Western Conference Finals against this year's Golden State, they would have gotten swept too.
I don't think they would have got swept. They would have had. Wouldn't they have had home court advantage?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think they still would have got swept.
I don't.
Sweep.
No, I think they would have got a game.
Sweep.
Dame Lillard.
Why are you trying to get him the game?
Because I could just see. I just see them having more testicular fortitude. I feel that when Portland was up on Golden State was just kind of playing through, conserving their energy, so that when they made a run like they usually do in the third quarter, in the beginning of the fourth quarter, then they put the hammer on them, and that's what happened. Every time Portland folded when they went on a run.
Well, the world may never know.
Dame Lillard. Dame Lillard. Who is his partner in crime?
CJ McCollum.
CJ who?
You don't know. Why are you saying who?
I'm asking you because I didn't know he was in the Western Conference Finals. Did he show up? I like him.
He was there.
He was
set
there.
it up. He had sweat on his jersey.
Yeah, sweat. So technically he was there, but his game didn't show up like it needed to. CJ McCollum. I'm man. Now I'm joking around a little bit because I understand you guys have never been there before, and it's something about when you've never been there before, the things you want to do, you try to will yourself to do it, but you just can't do it. Everybody's been in that circumstance before and that feeling, and so I know, and that's why I knew Portland was going to get destroyed. Basically, I thought maybe at first I had a sweep, and then I said, Dame Lillard, McCollum, they're going to have one game where they at least come together and form. Wonder Twins, activate. And it never happened.
Well, you can't beat Golden State with two players.
True.
Talking about Wonder Twins, you need 5 players. You need the Power Rangers. You need Voltron.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to be the legs,
Yeah.
the arms, and I'll be the head. Someone, we need 5 to beat Golden State.
I wonder if I polled America if they could name the other 3 starters and the 6th man on Portland.
Can you name them?
Right now,
Without Googling?
Right now, I don't want to name them. I want them to stay anonymous.
They're not anonymous. Mama knows their name.
Mama knows. And how long? When will they start recognizing them again?
Next year.
Next year, okay.
Because I think Portland is going to be right back in the Western Conference Finals in 2020.
Now, I will say that their other star player did go down and got injured, and that was devastating. So they had a great season. I'd just rather see Denver. But now we have Toronto. We have Golden State Warriors. I'm enjoying the series. Now, I guess essentially I didn't necessarily pick Toronto to win the whole NBA Finals, but as the playoffs have been going on, I looked and said the only other team that possibly could be Golden State is Toronto. I was looking at Milwaukee, and I thought, you know what? Milwaukee's just playing to their potential, but they don't really know what it is to get deep down in the playoffs, and then all of a sudden the defense collapsed and they folded.
Young team. I do not think next year. So are we saying for next year we have a Bucks Blazers finals? Is that what you're saying? Bucks Blazers 2020. Should I print the T-shirts now?
No. Those T-shirts won't exist. I don't see it. The question is the number 2, the Claw. Kawhi Leonard, will he stay with the Raptors if they win a championship?
If they win a championship, I think they could retain his services.
Yeah, because they're in the East, and in the East they'll be the beast, and they're not afraid. See, the reason why I eventually wanted Toronto to beat Milwaukee is because I saw in their eye that belief.
Well, we've been talking about the Raptors for years.
We have.
They've been getting the Western Conference Finals and getting put out by the Celtics, by some other team.
Yep.
And this was their year. Mm-hmm. They finally got over the hump. They added Kawhi Leonard. They're over the hump. They're where they need to be.
True.
This is what they've been playing for the past 4 seasons.
Basically, good GM.
They're going to play the cards they got. I think. Do I believe that they're going to win? I don't feel it.
You don't feel it?
If this series goes to 7 games, they can win.
Because they will have the last game at home. I feel that if they win game 2 in Toronto, that they definitely can win this series. I'm going to go ahead and say I was feeling before the playoffs that somewhere Golden State Warriors will have a misstep. They didn't have Boogie Cousins. And all of a sudden, KD goes down. Now Iguodala, injury, sort of calf. And so it's looking like they could crumble. Now, the only way that Toronto will win this series is if they continue to play this hard. And if they happen to lose that way, there's nothing to be ashamed about. But if they go and disappear and think they're going to win easily, then Golden State's going to sneak in there.
I don't think even now, if Toronto loses all the games, no matter how they lose, I don't think they have anything to be ashamed of.
They don't.
They got to the finals.
True.
They beat some good teams. They've been good all year.
True.
This is a good team.
It's a good team.
I think they'll win the finals next year. 2020 Raptors finals.
What the sports entertainers masquerading as analysts won't tell you is that Kawhi Leonard is trained with Kobe Bryant. Kobe. I can see a little Kobe in there. When they're talking about Michael Jordan and all this stuff, it's just because, as they like to do, they want to disrespect Kobe Bryant. Has been one of the greatest basketball players to ever touch a basketball. But this narrative is LeBron, MJ, and all this foolishness.
Well, to be honest now, the cultural impact of Michael Jordan cannot be questioned.
It can't be questioned.
And Kobe hasn't played in 3 years. LeBron is playing right now.
No.
So
that's the media, though. The actual basketball players in youth, they're wearing Kobe Bryant shoes in the league. Giannis wearing his shoes, going to train with him. When he trains people, they're actually getting better. Mm-hmm. He's actually sharing his basketball knowledge. Mm-hmm. Mamba mentality. Who says that? Everybody's saying, hey, well, Mamba mentality. So he's growing around, has an Oscar, business. James Harden is one of his spokespeople for his body armor drink. So he's growing and expanding, but the media wants to side-eye that because they just like, I'm in love with Michael Jordan. I'm in love.
They grew up with Michael Jordan. We're talking about talking heads. We're talking about the sports entertainer people.
Two-faced people.
They grew up with Michael Jordan.
Two-faced people.
They have nostalgia for Michael Jordan.
Nostalgia for Michael Jordan. And it makes me want to throw up sometimes. It does.
I think Jordan has a place.
He has his place, but right now, nobody, let LeBron, KD, let these people have their shine right now. And the people, and they look up to Kobe Bryant because that's the person they played against. They looked up to him first, then they played with him, and he did what he did to them. Yes. He did his thing, so they know, man, these sports guys don't really know what they're talking about. They're disrespecting him. But I know, I think the legend of Kobe Bryant will continue to grow. I don't want to have to waste time because I'm mainly boxing, but
we're boxing, sports entertainment.
But what I'm referring to is that as a kid, I would hear them destroying Michael Jordan and talking bad about him, and then he could just score only, and then he wins. Then they say he's a gambler and all these things, and then he finally wins a title. Then all of a sudden they're back on his bandwagon.
Well, he had won in the Olympics.
Yeah,
destroyed teams in the Olympics. The Dream Team was something new. And it was spectacular. It was the greatest show on earth. Barcelona, Spain.
Yes.
People didn't know where Barcelona, Spain was. They know now.
That's true.
They knew. They got an education. And they beat the world in spectacular fashion.
True. I enjoyed that. No matter how young we were at the time, we enjoyed it. And we have enough basketball knowledge to know that this is not the same type of basketball that we grew up on and the generation before us grew up on with the Magic and Larry and all of that. It's not that. And we understand it doesn't have to be that. But let's not pretend now in this generation where there's way more possessions that you just put those people down. I like when you lift up everybody. This is their generation. Lift them up. These are the best in their generation. Don't put the other generation down just to lift people up.
Game is different. The way it's played is different. Bodies are different. So, yes, Jordan, greatest of his generation.
Mm-hmm.
Kobe, arguably the best of his generation.
Definitely the greatest of his generation.
LeBron, the greatest of his generation.
Yes. But then, guess what? KD could be part of his generation, and KD comes through for now and the rest of the next.
You could put him in the generation too, but today, right now, talking to you, LeBron is the best of his generation. Even KD can do a lot more stuff. I don't think his impact will be as great as LeBron's.
But and see, that's the thing, though. You made it bring up a good point. We can look at it culturally as impact, and that's different from actual just basketball.
I'm talking impact on the game.
Because I feel that Kevin Durant can be a better player. Like I'm just saying, like if the game's on the line and I want to win, I'm going to give the ball to KD over LeBron. all day, twice on Sunday.
I don't disagree with you.
But LeBron is the best of his generation because he's played in 16th season. KD is not in the 16th season, so technically he's in his own generation because it's kind of crossing. Yeah, because think about it. Okay. Durant and Westbrook, they didn't come in 2003 with Wade and LeBron, so that's a whole different generation.
We can debate that.
It is because then
I understand
Kobe,
what you said.
High school, 96, LeBron, 2003. They're not the same generation.
I agree with you. Okay.
Tim Duncan, a great player. Tim Duncan's skills doesn't transfer. I know this is coming out of left field. Popovich's system is the meat and potatoes because when you took Tim Duncan, no sports person wants to bring this up. When they took Tim Duncan in the Olympics, why wasn't Tim Duncan dominant? Why could a trapezoid lane limit a person that's supposed to be the greatest player of his generation? It's Tim Duncan. Who cares that he can't shoot free throws? Was not Popovich putting him in a position to be successful like Belichick does?
Oh yeah, I can agree.
That's why I see it. Not take anything from Tim Duncan, but they like the greatest power forward and he's better than. He knows his place in his role, so I have nothing against Tim Duncan. When they won that last championship, he was sitting on the end of the bench just smiling, and Kawhi Leonard and Ginobili and Parker was taking it to the house. Just be honest. That's the reality. But no one wants to bring that up.
Toward the end, he wasn't doing a whole lot.
He wasn't doing a whole lot.
The game was not in his hand.
It wasn't in his hands. And it's easy to take it out of his hands because you foul him, Popovich just take him out of the game. You can't be the greatest of all time and you get taken out of the game at the end. That's what Shaq limits Shaq. Shaq can be stopped. He has kryptonite that's obvious to anyone. He can't shoot free throws.
No, he can't. And
the king, LeBron James, he can't shoot free throws.
Can't is a strong word for LeBron James. Let's say he doesn't shoot them in a high enough percentage to be relevant at the free throw line.
And for me, that means you can't shoot free throws.
I'm trying to get a deal with LeBron.
No, I'm kidding. LeBron James is amazing, great. I've been following him since he was 18, 16, 17.
Why are you following him?
Online. Stop it. LeBron James, best of his generation. Yeah. KD right now, currently to me, is the best of his generation.
I agree.
Of course, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, the best of his generation. And these generations crossed. They crossed. Why can't they all just be great?
In their generation.
And that's why I don't make videos. You haven't seen me really make videos against LeBron James because I enjoy watching him play, but I just can't stand the analysts, how they cover LeBron James. And that's why LeBron James gets all of the hate. It's not necessarily himself all the way, but it's the analyst. Game 2, Golden State Warriors, Raptors. Who you got?
I think the Raptors lose.
Okay. I was about to say, and that's conventional wisdom. So if you're picking Golden State to win, and yesterday I was saying that it probably won't. I'm going to go with the Raptors just to go against you.
Sure, fine, go.
Just to go against you and just to see, will they not be too high? Because Kyle Lowry didn't even really do much. I mean, he hit a 3 from 20-some feet away after the game was kind of in hand, but I don't know.
We'll have to see what happens. I'm thinking they're gonna
be 1-1 going back to the Oracle.
1-1, yeah.
Okay, but I'll just go ahead and pick the Raptors, whether or not. I want to see a good series.
I see the Dubs.
KD, if KD doesn't show up, it's going to be a tooth and nail for Golden State to win.
And I can agree with that. If KD does not return to play, this is definitely going 7 games.
7 games. All right, we'll see. Well, that has been another edition of the Justice League podcast. Thank you for joining us. This is just the beginning. Just the beginning. Stick around and let us know what you think. Until next time, it's Pedro Justice.
And your boy Hendo.
And we're out.